Here is the crazy part. A tumor that has no blood vessels at all simply cannot keep growing beyond the size of the head of a ballpoint pen. That tiny little tip, that is the limit. No extra oxygen, no nutrients, nothing to feed it, so it just stays stuck there. But the second blood vessels find that microscopic tumor and begin supplying it, things change fast. A cancer that was only the size of a ballpoint pen tip can grow 16,000 times in just 2 weeks. That is why this is such a massive trigger point when angiogenesis gets hijacked and the body can no longer keep it under control. That whole process is what we call tumor angiogenesis. And honestly, that is where I first got into this field, because back then we were trying to figure out how to develop biotech drugs that could literally starve cancer by cutting off its blood supply. And yes, that has worked, and it is actually one of the main pillars of cancer treatment today. But here is the part that really blew my mind. When we used the same testing methods that were originally used to develop those drugs and applied them to foods, we found more than 100 foods that can also starve cancers. Years ago, when I first started working in this area, we had a test system for cancer drugs that worked by cutting off the blood vessels feeding a tumor, and one day I dropped some green tea into that system. The result was shocking. The green tea polyphenols were unbelievably effective at stopping the blood vessels that were feeding the cancer. And the funniest part is, if I had not told the technician it was a natural compound and had instead told them it came from a drug company, they would have been over the moon, jumping up and down with excitement. So again, Mother Nature really knows what she is doing. Polyphenols are a big deal, and EGCG is one of the strongest of them. Resveratrol, the compound found in red wine, is another one that is really powerful when it comes to anti-angiogenic effects. Then there is genistein, the phytoestrogen found in soy, which can also cut off the blood supply feeding breast cancer. And that is basically the exact opposite of the weird urban legend you sometimes hear saying soy is bad for you. I recently saw an article, even a magazine cover, saying something like soy anti-nutrients. And honestly, my mind was blown that somebody would actually put that out there. Because if you look at soy like a scientist, you see that many of its nutrients, including the protein and especially the phytoestrogens, are not dangerous at all. In fact, they do not even look like human estrogens. They actually block human estrogens, and they are also anti-androgenic. On top of that, they can cut off the blood supply to breast cancers, and this has been shown in human patients with breast cancer too. Tomatoes are another great example because they contain lycopene, so a lot of the same foods we already know are healthy. Plant-based sources of nutrition are now being rediscovered for the bioactive compounds inside them that can help shut down the blood supply to tumors and starve them out. Blueberries are another one of those powerhouse foods. They are blue because they contain a natural blue pigment called anthocyanin, and anthocyanins have been found to be powerful activators of our immune system in a very beneficial way. They do not cause autoimmune disease. Instead, they increase the activity of T cells and natural killer cells, which are basically part of the super soldiers of the immune system. They are like extra weapons for your body to use against invading enemies. And just by eating around a cup and a half of blueberries a day, you can raise your T cells by about 88%. Athletes who eat blueberries regularly just walk around with a stronger baseline of immunity. It is more of a performance maintainer than a performance enhancer because your immune system is also staying at a higher level of readiness. What is really interesting is that the same anthocyanins that boost immunity also lower inflammation. And that is one of the biggest debates in the wellness world, right? We say we want to reduce inflammation, but we also do not want our immune system to go flat. The truth is, inflammation is actually a part of immunity. We want strong immunity to defend against invaders, but we also want to bring down excessive inflammation at the same time. Blueberries can help do both. Another amazing way to support immunity is broccoli. Broccoli contains a natural compound called sulforaphane, or really a family of natural chemicals that give broccoli its distinctive taste. You will also find similar compounds in kale, chard, and other leafy salad vegetables, but broccoli is especially strong in it. And it has been shown that broccoli can help boost your T cells, those same super soldiers of the immune system. Here is a little pro tip, a tiny hack that really matters. If you want to get the most out of broccoli, eat regular adult broccoli, but do not toss the stems. The florets are great, yes, but the stems actually contain twice as much sulforaphane. So when you are cooking, do not throw them away. There are plenty of ways to use them. You can blend them up, turn them into soup, make a broccoli oregano soup with a little vegetable stock, and honestly, it is a delicious way to get more of those sulforaphanes into your body. But if you really want to level up your broccoli game, go for broccoli sprouts. These are the baby broccoli, just 3 or 4 days old, and it turns out they contain 100 times more sulforaphane than mature broccoli. There was even a study looking at people getting the flu vaccine, healthy 20-year-olds, and it found that if they got the flu vaccine along with a shake made from broccoli sprouts, their immune response could be boosted by 22 times. That is a massive increase, and the best part is that it does not come with the downside of inflammation. A lot of the time, human nature works exactly the opposite way we expect. Tell people not to do something, and suddenly the brain goes, well, maybe I will do it one more time. Maybe I will just try it again. That is just how people are wired. Human nature really hates deprivation. Most of us want to have our cake and eat it too, and that is exactly why I have always believed that when you are counseling people about food, it is better to focus on what to add than on what to remove. It is very easy to tell people to cut things out of their diet, and plenty of people do that with fear, guilt, and shame, which has become the backbone of traditional nutrition counseling. That approach often makes people feel bad, like they are somehow a bad person for eating junk food. I have always preferred a different approach. I try to empower people because people love feeling justified in the things they already enjoy. In my book, I talk about around 200 foods that activate the body's health defenses, and I used to challenge people by saying, go ahead, look through these 200 foods and try to find something you do not like. Most people can find something in there that they already enjoy. Then I tell them, start with that, because what you already like is already good for you, so you are already ahead of the game. And if you keep adding foods that you enjoy while also understanding the knowledge piece, that what you like is good for you, then you can actually love your food and your health at the same time. That whole anti-deprivation idea is huge. If you spend more time thinking about what to add to your body that is good for it and less time obsessing over the bad stuff, you create more room in your life for the good things. And when you focus on building up your body's health defenses, those 5 defenses, angiogenesis, stem cells, microbiome, DNA protection, and immunity, then every once in a while, sure, you might fall off the wagon. You might eat something you really like, something you were craving, or something everybody around you is eating, even though it is not that great for you. That is fine. Your body is not helpless. Your health defenses are there like a shield. That is why I believe there is a healthier way to move through life. Strict diets are not sustainable for most people, and they do not work long term. I am all about helping people feel in control, while also helping them realize that the things they already like can actually be good for them. Take kiwis, for example. Those little fuzzy brown fruits, kind of baseball-shaped, smaller than a baseball, and when you cut them open, the inside is this beautiful green color with tiny seeds arranged like a starburst. I always liked kiwi, but I did not really eat it that much until I started doing the research, and wow, kiwi is incredible. First of all, it is a fantastic source of vitamin C and fiber. The vitamin C has a strong antioxidant effect, and it can help protect your DNA. Studies have shown that eating 1 kiwi a day can protect your DNA against damage by about 60%. And if you eat 3 kiwis, it can actually help your body rebuild damaged DNA by about 60%. That is remarkable. It is such a simple food. You can peel it, cut it up, throw it into yogurt, or just eat it plain. It tastes great, it is not overly sweet, and it has this slightly citrusy flavor. You can toss it into a smoothie, and suddenly you have a food that can help protect your genetic material. That is a huge deal, because genetic protection is fundamental. And it tastes good too. The other great thing about kiwi is the fiber. Basically, kiwi is a prebiotic food, which means its fiber feeds your gut microbiome. And there was even a study in Singapore showing that just eating 1 kiwi overnight can begin changing your gut microbiome in favor of healthier bacterial species. That is amazing. And once people hear something like that, they cannot really unhear it. Every time they see a kiwi after that, they remember there is something good about it. And that is really the whole point of what I try to do with my work and my course. Teach people how to make better choices feel natural. When healthy food is also food you actually like, that is when it stops feeling like a chore and starts becoming second nature.